What's up, everybody? It's your boy Kid Smooth back with another podcast. This is Let's Talk Games, and I do have the original crew with me. It's Kid Smooth, my right-hand man, E-Rock.
It's your boy E-Rock8150, the Don King of Xbox, and I'm so happy to finally talk with this gentleman from Barcelona, Spain, straight to the U.S. of A.
Okay. And we have Bella Rise back with us again.
Good morning, everybody. It's 5 a.m. in Australia. How are you?
And it's noisy, too.
and then, of course, our special guest is Ramon. Please introduce yourself. Let them know who you are and what you do.
Hi, I'm Ramon Nafria, the CEO from Across Monsters, a small indie company based in Barcelona. And I am here to talk about Funk of Titans and our next title, Blues and Bullets.
Nice, and I'm definitely looking forward to that. So, one thing I wanted to say is, I forgot when I contacted you. I forgot what day it was, but that was the day I noticed your game appear on the dashboard on the Xbox One, which I was immediately impressed when I seen like small clips of it. So I figured I wanted to give it a try, and I can't express myself anymore. I mean, I was impressed with the game. I thought it was a very good game. I still go back and play it. Got it pinned to my dashboard so I can get to it easier. So one of my questions is for you and your team is, how long did it take for this game to come together? How long was this game in development?
Has been a lot of time. It really was something like 1 year, 1 year and a half. But this was when we were making the game, only the game. But then we have to port it to Xbox One and to get their certification, to get the ASRB, the PEGI, the USK, and to launch the game. So it was another half a year. So in total, we began to work in January of 2013, and we have launched the game in January of 2015. So it's 2 years. It's a lot of time.
Oh, wow. Okay, and now I noticed a lot of familiar acts in the game, whether it be Hercules reference or reference to like Lady Gaga. I mean, the game is about music. So my question to ask you: where did you get the inspiration for a game, Funk of Titans? Where did the inspiration come from?
Well, really, before making the company, we had like several titles we wanted to make. And one was Funky Ninja. Was something like Temple Run, but then you have to shoot to different enemies, and you have something like a rhythm incorporated in the game. But then we saw that Temple Run went out, and we thought, okay, this is not the time to make the game because Temple Run is done. It has been a success, so it's not what we had to do. But then when we finished our first game, that was Sugar Kid as a company, we were looking to make other type of games. We were playing a lot. Do you know Rayman Jungle Run for mobile?
Yeah,
I've heard of it.
Yeah. So we were playing a lot Rayman Jungle Run, and we were thinking making something similar but with a mage. And we thought that a wizard that has to restore the power of magic. And then we talked with a company from USA that is really famous and really crazy, and we thought that we have to make something crazier. It was not enough to be a mage or to be a wizard. So I remember to be talking with my team, and then we began to see Black Dynamite, and was like, okay, we want to make a game of this, and this merged with music, and then in some moment arrived the classical Greece mythology, and then we see, okay, it's time to merge all of these things. And then it came Funk of Titans.
Awesome.
Wow.
Nice. I seen the character actually reminds me of Black Dynamite with a sword.
Yeah.
And E-Rock, what was your question?
Yeah. First of all, Ramon, ¿cómo estás, my friend?
Muy bien, amigo.
Now, you guys, you make games for mobile. Was moving from mobile phones to the Xbox One a challenge?
Really, we are a really young company, so our first game was for mobile, but previously we have been working in PC, other consoles, online, So it was not a problem to make the game for Xbox One, and we have worked with Unity, so it makes the life really simpler. So
Right.
it's easy to port a game from PC to Xbox One. Once you get all the things worked, it's okay. I suppose that if we have entered before, like at the beginning of 2014,
Mm-hmm.
it would have been harder. But when we enter, it was simpler. For example, at the beginning we have problems with the shaders because a lot of things getting pink instead of the original color were pink. But they have been implemented new things, so now more or less it's easy to make games for consoles.
Wow, wow. Now, Ramon, this game is pretty crazy. Lady Gaga, Zeus, the gods, dance-offs. It's madness. It's fun madness. Is this what we can expect from future titles? Was this the original idea you had for this game? For this game to be this much fun and this crazy?
Yes, this game has to be crazy, but for example, our previous game was crazy too because Sugar Kid is a really crazy game
Mm-hmm.
because you have to protect Sugar Kid, that is a sugar cube, from the terrible Mr. Lemon, that is a lemon, and he throws you water, and you have to avoid the water, and if not, Sugar Kid explodes with a lot of blood.
Right.
So, and it's a sugar cube, sugar cube has no blood, but it's okay. But the next title, for example, that is Blues and Bullets, it's something more serious, more paused, has blood and has other things that are more or less common in our games, but it's something different.
Well, we Americans love blood, so thank you. Keep it coming.
Well, all the people likes blood. If not, we're dead. So.
Ramon, thank you very much for taking the time to meet with us this morning. It's a pleasure to meet you. With a game like Funk of Titans, we can only assume that there was even crazier inclusions in the game that didn't make it to the final product. What's the craziest concept that you thought about putting in the game, but then shelved instead?
I have to say, that we didn't do that. It could be that we tried to make something that in some moment we think, okay, the owner of this intellectual property will say something to us, but was something really small. For example, we have put something like laser or sabers that are similar to Star Wars. I expect that Lucasfilm is not going to say nothing to us, but if they say to us something, we are going to change it, and it's okay. I have seen that other products have sabers. So more or less everything, every crazy thing is inside the game.
Awesome. So for anyone that's not familiar with Funk of Titans, how would you describe it to them, and why should they run out and buy it?
Sorry, can you repeat?
Sure. So for anybody who's not familiar with Funk of Titans,
Okay.
how would you describe the game to them, and what reasons would you give for them to run out and buy it?
Okay, Funk of Titans is a platformer. It's a game about Perseus, that is the champion of funk, and has to restore the balance of music because in the Olympus, in the Greece Olympus, the funky, that is the music of gods, has been changed for other music like pop, rap, and rock. So you, as Perseus, has to go to several realms that are from other type of music, and you have to confront their titans in dancing and playing and funking to restore the music.
Awesome. It must have been a fun studio to work in, working with all those different elements. That sounds like a blast.
Yeah. Speaking of studio, though, your studio is called A Crowd of Monsters. Where
Yes.
did that name come from? How did you guys come up with that?
Okay, has its story. When we began to make the company, a lot of years ago, like 2009, 2010, it was like the last member that entered in the company, because in this moment there were 4. Now we are 4, but another guy went out, and the name of the group was Loser Team. And I remember to be at the GDC and to give a card and other people, and was Loser Team. So it makes no sense. Could be in Europe, it makes sense because something like it's a joke or something like that. But in America, it's impossible to think something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So we had to change the name, and we were thinking in a lot of names. So at the end, we are a bit crazy, so like monsters, and we are several. So we began to make a story, and each one has its own name. My name, by the way, is Titan. So monster name. We say monster name, and my name, for example, is Titan. So at the end was a crowd of monsters.
Okay. And now, Crowd of Monsters, I think of a lot of people. What is the current size of your development team?
The current sites?
Yeah, how big is your development team?
Now we are a lot. We are like 17. For us, it's a lot of people. But we were 4 till 2 days. In August of the past year, we were 4. And we have received some funding, and now we have grown, and we are 17.
Well, so you're just four of you guys.
Sorry?
It was just 4 of you guys at
Yes,
one point.
we were 4. In the moment of developing Funk of Titans, we were 4. We have grown for making Blues and Bullets.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
Nice. Okay.
Awesome. Ramon, my friend, we've been watching Microsoft for some time this past year, and they've been working really hard to get as many developers onto Xbox as possible. What has it been like for Crowd of Monsters to work with Microsoft and to get your product out to the public as quickly as it's been?
Well, as I have said before, I have been working in the game industry like 10 years, and I have seen, for example, the different movements of the different platform holders. And I remember when Microsoft make XNA and they make Xbox Live indie games.
Yes.
And that was something interesting, but they didn't arrive to make possible, for example, that the indie developers make games in the Xbox Live, normal Xbox Live. When PS4 and Xbox One were shown, I remember a lot of indie developers were saying, "We are going to work with PlayStation because it's better.
I remember
people, etc., etc." And for us, we only heard before making things. So we were trying to make both things at the same time, to work with Sony and to work with Microsoft. And I have to say that for us has been a lot easier to work with Microsoft than to work with Sony. For that reason, Funk of Titans is in Xbox One and not in PlayStation 4 in this moment.
You know, Ramon, I knew that, but I had to ask anyway.
Yeah, okay. But that's the point. For us has been really easy to work with Microsoft. We have been invited to be at the Gamescom. We have a small booth with Funk of Titans, and we have seen playing a lot of German people Funk of Titans. We have been in Seattle, in the Penny Arcade Expo. We have been in Seattle in Microsoft because they were making a show for the press, and they have given us the dev kits. So, and I am able to contact a lot of people from Microsoft to work with. So it has been a pleasure.
Wow.
Awesome. That sounds really exciting, actually. Now, look, your studio has obviously come a long way since its creation back in 2011, I think it was, and the release of your first title, Sugar Kid, the following year. What can we expect to see you focusing on apart from episodic games? I mean, obviously you're sort of now putting that focus towards episodic games. Is that the direction that you're going to be heading in with the studio?
I have to say that this is one of the ideas of the studio to make episodic games, and a lot. But something like Telltale do. But the point is that we can know the future. So could be that we make something like this, but we want to make other type of games, not only episodic games. But really, episodic games are really interesting from a lot of points of view. The only problem is that for the player, if they have to wait from one chapter to another, usually they get upset. But if not, for us, it's really interesting. I am a heavy player. I play a lot of games. But usually I have no time for playing like 10 hours, 14 hours, 100 hours, 1,000 hours to the same game. So for me, something like you play 1 hour and a half and then you can change to another game, for me it's perfect.
Excellent.
Awesome. Awesome. Over to you, Jerry.
Okay, no, I just wanted to because I've been like looking at the reaction, whether it be on Twitter and other places, and I'm pretty sure you've gotten even more response now that Funk of Titans has hit the marketplace. Just wanted to know what kind of feedback have you been getting since it's been released?
This is a good question. I have to say, I am, well, in the studio. We are a bit worried because it seems that a lot of people, or the most critical people, have not understand the game. I have read things like why in each stage you have only funky music instead of rock, pop, and rap, and you only listen this music at the end. And this is because you are the funky champion and you are bringing the funky with you. So you go with the funky, and then you arrive to the end, and then you confront the pop, the rap, and the rock. So in this moment is when they sound. But I have seen things like that, and then they put a score like 4 on 3 because of things like that. So it's like you have not understand the game. It's not a problem, and it's interesting because we have to make the best not only for this game, but mainly for the next game, because if we make a poor score in Metacritic for Blues and Bullets, I suppose it will be a mess. So,
Yeah.
so we are picking all the feedback, and we are going to make something. Could be not now, but in a couple of months, we are going to announce something related to this feedback. For us, it's really interesting to read a lot of things. I have to say that I have like 80 reviews, and could be that only 8-10 are bad reviews.
Mm-hmm.
But from these 10 bad reviews, 6 are in Metacritic. So it's something really surprising for me. Because,
You just gotta roll with the punches.
yes.
Yeah, I mean, and the only reason I asked that because I read some reviews, and some of them I actually didn't. I completely disagreed with, and of course, unfortunately, I don't know why they represent the popular opinion, but I felt like from the reviews I've been reading, it was due to a lack of understanding of what the game was. You know, everybody took the game seriously. They wanted it to be, oh, I want to hear rap, or I want the stage to be a bunch of microphones and headphones and stuff like that. And I felt like that was incorrect, and I felt like the game, for the most part, and some sites that I've seen was reviewing the game from the wrong perspective, instead of just looking at what you were doing and like the whole totality of the game, and they were kind of just going with assumptions, and I thought that was a bit unfair on that end. And then my question to you, because you did Funk of Titans, it reminded me of a couple games, and you mentioned this earlier, and I just wanted to say, of the games, what would you compare like Funk of Titans to?
Well, really, I can compare. In this moment, I can compare the game with 2 console games. One is Oli Oli, and the other is Beat Trip Run. They are the most newer games that are in this moment in the industry. But the other games we can compare, I have to say, well, Bella, it seems that has gone. One game is Aladdin, the other is Rayman Jungle Run.
Yeah.
Hercules from the PlayStation, the original PlayStation.
Mm-hmm.
I think other games, but I think they are the games that are more compared to our game. But and it's funny because if you see Oli Oli critic and a Beat Trip Run critic, they are usually good critics. But with our game, it's not the same.
Well, that's because these guys, they don't have no soul. They don't have no funk. So when you have no funk, you can't understand the game. Now, Ramon, I got to get you to spill the beans, man. I got to get you to spill the frijoles. What can we expect from Blues and Bullets? I mean, when I think of that title, Blues and Bullets, I think about jazz music and gangsters in Chicago. What's going down with your next game?
Well, it's Chicago. It's not Chicago. We are calling it Santa Esperanza.
Mm-hmm.
It's a city that is it's not real, but it's a mix. Imagine a city that is a mix of of Chicago,
Mm-hmm.
Illinois,
I knew it.
Heavy Rain,
Mm-hmm.
and Bioshock.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
So
Wow.
yes, there is some moment that you will see. Okay, this is Bioshock, and it's awesome. And it's the story is a bit a mix like true crime and a bit of I don't remember Boardwalk Empire.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So it's something original, but at the same time you are going to have a lot of inputs that reminds you something from other parts. And it's a dark story. It's about some crimes that you are the detective
Mm-hmm.
and you want to solve them because something you will see it.
Wow.
And graphically it's something really impressive because it's a bit like Sin City. Have you? I suppose you have seen or you have
Yeah.
read the comic.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
black
Great movie.
and white and red. And we want to make it a mature game that it's not for children. It's Sword Kid was for children, Fang of Titans is 14, and this game is more for mature people. And we expect that this game is going to like a lot of people. It's our idea. It's episodic, but this is more or less the game we always wanted to make. So we expect this is a really good game.
That's good to hear. That's really good to hear. How soon will we be seeing from this game?
We want to go to GDC with this game, so I expect that in March we are going to be able to show more things, but we don't know yet. Our idea is to launch the first chapter in between May and June.
Wow.
Xbox One, but there are other things that can confront us.
I understand. We didn't mean to twist your arm. I just like the name of the title.
My birthday's in May. We can drop the game on May 6th.
Just saying. So Ramon, what's the title that you've enjoyed working on the most throughout your career? What's the one title that just stands out above all the others?
Sorry, can you repeat?
Sure. What's the one title that you have enjoyed working on the most during your career?
Okay, I think it's Blues and Bullets. I have to say.
Yeah.
Wow. And it's not even out yet. He enjoys it the most. Wow.
Yeah, I think we're having a bit of a language barrier.
One second, because I am thinking, but yes, for sure. Because I have to say that I have made games that are not a lot of games I have done are not the type of games I like. But Blues and Bullets is something like is the dream of the studio. So I think Blues and Bullets is the better game or the
Awesome.
game that I am more excited with.
Oh my God, you got me so excited on Blues and Bullets. I'm like really excited about it, even though I haven't seen it. But just hearing about it and knowing, it's something that usually when a developer makes a game they've been wanting to make, it usually comes out to be very great. And speaking of great games, there's a lot of people has been asking me about this game, Funk of Titans. And my question to you is, will Funk of Titans see light on any other platform?
We don't know. We want to bring Funk of Titans to other platforms, but it's something that not. For example, we can port the game for PC and we can launch it on the Sura or GOG or by PayPal or something like that. But we want to make the things well. So for doing that, we have to speak with a lot of platform holders, publishers, distributors, and when we arrive to the end, we are going to launch the game on other platforms. But for now, the game is only on Xbox One. So if you want to play Funk of Titans, it has to be in Xbox One. For example, at the beginning of the development, we wanted to make Funk of Titans for PlayStation Vita, but Sony was really slow answering this. So
Yeah, right.
That's unfortunately, because I mean, it's missed out on a pretty good game. As I was saying, I showed people a lot of people the game from the review that I posted, and a lot of people were like, "Oh my God, thank you! I'm going to pick this game up, or I'm going to download it now." In the comment section of the video review that I did. So, like I said, I mean, it'll be nice to see this game on more platforms just to get the more exposures, more people to try it. But I'm happy that it's on the Xbox One.
Yes.
I can't complain. I'm happy about it, and a lot of people that I know who are looking to get this game and give it a try.
Yeah, well, I know I'm definitely keen to sit down and have a go of it, that's for sure. So look, in wrapping up, are there perhaps some concepts that you have on mobile devices that you are planning on bringing over to consoles?
Really not. I think. Well, I have to say that for example, we have made other prototypes, or I don't know if you know Abby, for example, that it's a game that it's on the website. Abby
Yeah.
Jurassic Dark was a game we did for at the beginning of 2013 for Indie Speed game jam. But usually when we make a prototype, if we don't see the goal, we cancel it. And I have to say that in this moment there are no more games planned apart from Fang of Titans, Sugar Kid, and Blues and Bullets. Could be in half a year I have more prototypes or I have more ideas in the studio, because we have launched. We are really focused on. Okay, we are really focused on Blues and Bullets in this moment, and
Yeah,
when
yeah.
we can study other things.
Excellent.
Yeah, fair enough.
And,
Awesome,
and
that's all for me.
what platform, or I don't know if this has been announced yet, but what platform will you be having Blues on Bullets on?
Well, at the beginning is Xbox One.
Okay.
But it depends on a lot of things. Imagine, for example, imagine that Amazon, that is really focused on series, sees the game and says, okay, Acro Monsters, I want to give you $5 million, and the game is exclusive for Amazon Fire TV. So, well, we are not rich, so we are going to accept this offer. But apart from these type of things, if it's by our own, we are going to make the game first on Xbox One, and then we will see.
Nice. Can't wait. I can't be. I'll be looking forward to some of the news come. Let's say March. We should hear more about it. You said.
Yeah. In
All
March.
right, that's good. There's a lot of impressive indies coming, and that sounds like one. I can't wait to see what it looks like, or what you guys would try to do with the game. Now,
I have to say something. For me, something strange that a lot of indies never say when they are going to release the game. For example, Oldboy. I don't know if you know Oldboy.
Yeah.
The movie. The movie Old Boy.
Oldboy. Yes. I am going to write it just in case. Oldboy is a game from a Swedish company. I have seen Oldboy 4 years ago, and the game still is not in the street. It's only a demo. So okay, I have already to keep. But so I don't understand sometimes the indie developers. It seems that they like to work in the same game years and years and years instead of making more games or making something different.
Well,
Yeah,
go ahead.
No, go ahead, Eric. I'm good.
At least you got your game out on time. That's all that matters. You know, let's not concern ourselves with anybody else. But Ramon, listen. But you know, because it's folks, you don't understand. It's like really late over there in Barcelona. And before we let Ramon go, Ramon, we have to really thank you for taking time out of your day. It's evening over there, folks. It's almost 12 o'clock at night. We want to thank you for telling us about your game, taking time out of your day. It's late to talk to us. But Ramon, my big question, because I've enjoyed this conversation, is one day maybe Jerry and myself and Bella can come over to Barcelona and have some tapas, some arroz negro.
Of course, I will take you to the best places here.
And some cervezas, please.
Of course. It will be a pleasure, really, it will be a pleasure.
Yeah, Eric's always concerned about the really important stuff. He's got his priorities mapped out.
Now, Ramon, speaking about, how you said we never know when like a certain game is coming out. Like well, at least indie games, and I'm looking at Owlboy, and it's been in development quite a while.
Since
Now,
2008, I think.
yeah, and I'm reading on it now. The crazy thing is now, when I seen your game, to me it came out of nowhere. And the thing is, what I try to do is try to get myself prepared. Or all right, what game is coming next? What game is coming next? How did you go about measures of letting people know your game was coming out and when? Like, I know it's kind of hard being a smaller studio for like advertising and promotion, but what were certain things that you did to try to get the game out there so people would know?
Well, I have to say that in Spain, for example, all the people knows our company, so it's really easy to me to talk the press and they. For example, I have been in the public TV and in all the media, all the magazines has had the reviews of Fang of Titans, etc. Sugar Kid was #2 in Spain, so it's really well known. The point is that we want to arrive to the launch of Blues and Bullets in the best way. So Fang of Titans, it has been really useful for us to contact a lot of press, and now I have a really good list. And when we finish to make the launch of Fang of Titans, because now we are in launch of Fang of Titans, we are going to contact them to speak about Blues and Bullets. For example, in the official magazine, Xbox magazine, there are some images of Blues and Bullets. They are all images, I have to say, but they have new images. I expect they use them too. And we are relying a bit on Microsoft too, because, for example, I don't know if you remember the ID at Xbox meets the Gamescom, not at the E3, at the Gamescom in Germany. In this video was Fang of Titans and was Blues and Bullets. So we are relying a bit on Microsoft, and I expect that when we release the game on May, June, all the people have listened about us.
Awesome.
But I don't know, because it's really hard to arrive to the people from America. Now I have a person that helps me a bit in these topics, and if we arrive to agreement with another publisher, it could be that they are the person in charge to make these type of tasks.
Okay. I'm sorry, I was just scrolling through comments, and somebody asked he says, what engine are you using? He asked if you were using the Unity engine, or were you using something else?
Yes,
to create
at the beginning of the company, we were working in C++ and DirectX because we were making a PC game.
Okay.
But then we changed to Cocos 2D for making the games work it. And then we realized that to port something from this point of view to another was really a mess. So we changed to Unity, and now I think we are going to stay in Unity at least these games. Could be that if we grow or we want to grow, we have to change to Unreal or CryEngine, but for now we are relying in Unity.
Okay. All right, that's good. And now, did anybody else have any other questions for Ramon?
No, I think that he's answered pretty much all of my questions, and I think the Australian versus Spanish accent has like a bit of a barrier thing going on here. So I'll have to work on my Yankee, because apparently he can understand you just fine.
She said, yeah.
Your Australian accent is better than my Spanish accent, so don't worry.
Now, I do want to tell everybody who's watching, and for those who will be watching later, I normally do my podcast at 9 p.m. Eastern. We had to do it earlier. I just wanted to respect Bella's and Ramon's time. You know, we're all in different time zones. Mm-hmm. So I want you guys to please check out Bella's channel. I will put her link in the description. If it's not there now, I will have it up within the next 5 to 10 minutes. So check out her channel. Just want to thank you, Bella, for help doing this interview. E-Rock, as I always say, thank you for being my right-hand man. And also, Ramon, just want to thank you for stopping by and telling us more information about Funk of Titans and even your upcoming game, which I can't wait for it to come. If I can be the first to try it, wink, wink.
It will be a pleasure to tell you something as soon as possible.
Okay. But I just want to thank you for your time and taking this time out to speak with us. It sounds busy over there. I know you're probably tired. Time zones completely different over there as well. Hopefully you have a good meal. The food here in America is not that great. So I I can't thank you enough for joining us in this podcast. Did you have anything else you would want to say before we end this call?
No, thank you. The only thing I want to say is thank you to you because you have given me the opportunity to talk with all of you, and I don't know how many people in the other side of the internet. And that's all. If you want to play, and I love to listen to feedback from the people. It's good feedback or bad feedback. I love to listen to it.
Okay. And before I close out, as I always say, Xbox is the best box, and I am the best box. Good morning or good night if you're on the other side of the globe. We're out.